What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Dinari. And before we get started with this another episode of the Young Bulls podcast, I just want to let y'all know and just let y'all know that y'all should go check out Curious Clothing. Curious Clothing, it's by my boy Zon, man. He's been doing good things and, making clothing, whatever. And he's coming out with some more, apparel coming out soon. But go check out Curious Clothing. They have hoodies. They're about to have some shorts, some other things in stock. But, definitely his stuff is the wave. Go check it out. Go check out the website. Tell him that Dinari sent you. And that's Curious Clothing. Without further ado, let's get started with this episode of the Young Bulls podcast. Peace.
My name is Jalen, and you tuned into the Young Bulls podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Young Bulls podcast. It's your boy Dinari here. I'm here. Got some esteemed guests with me. Some people who, my guys. People, they've been trying to get on the episode ever since, I started doing this podcast back in November, I believe. And, it's a real huge honor for them to be on this episode today. So I got my boy Kwengo here in the building. Kwengo, say what's up to the people.
And it's Kwengo. I'm excited to be on a new episode, Talk Sports, Culture.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Senai, my boy Senai, say what's up to the people, man.
It's Big 99. Ain't gotta say too much. I'm really the best analyst here. But.
Best analyst is crazy. And then we got my boy, and rounded out, Jalen. Jalen, say what's up.
J-Dog.
J-Dog.
Young Bulls podcast.
So, thank you guys again for coming here. It's a huge honor. Just appreciate it. I feel like a kid in a candy store right now. But, so we're going to just start off, man. Every episode, what we do is we have our weekly rotation of music. So, we're just going to go around and say, like, what y'all been listening to, man. What y'all starting five for the week? Y'all top 5 songs.
I think I'll go first.
What you
got?
So,
top 5. I think I say the song, right?
Yeah, you got to say the song and the artist.
All right. You the One, Young Boy.
Oh, God.
Thug Alibi, Young Boy.
Oh.
Chains, Young Boy. Fight With My Sheets, Young Boy.
Yep.
Doomed, Young Boy. It's just all bangers. Like, there's nothing more you can say.
That's like a pretty terrible list, but all right, go ahead.
I'll go next. So I say number 1, we got Drag God by JG Wardy. New album just dropped. Great song.
JG who now?
JG Wardy's a DC artist.
All right, DMV. All right, I got you.
DC artist. And then hold up. Number 9, YB. You know how that is. And then I've been listening to Red Eye a lot. And then what else? 2 more songs. Let me see.
Yeah, no, bro.
Oh, Jordan Ward. I Don't Care. Missile. Actual Missile and Bust Down Jordan Ward.
All right. So that's different. Jalen, what you got in your top 5, man?
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna give you songs, but the album I've been listening to, was Lovesick by Don Toliver. That joint was pretty good.
You listen to Don Toliver?
I do listen to Don.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know you had Don Toliver in your bag like that.
What that mean?
I'm not gonna lie. I just didn't expect. I didn't expect you to listen to Don Toliver, bro.
And then I'll say another song that I like that came out this week is Dogtooth by Tyler.
Dogtooth, but you listen to Tyler too?
Tyler Creator and who's it?
Don Toliver. I never knew. I never knew.
I was front row Tyler concert.
Wow.
I dapped him up.
That's what's up.
Tyler the Creator. He's at Capital One, bro.
That's what's up. All right, for me, my top 5, man. I can every time I've done this on this podcast, I feel like my list has been the superior list out of everybody. So, number 5, we got Saran Pack by TK. We got Heavens. Yeah, TK.
You said what?
Take A, bro.
Yeah.
It can be.
Yeah. We got.
23.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you the guest here. All right, so number 2, I got Heaven's EP by J. Cole and Dreamville. Yeah, amazing. I know. Number 3, I got My Life by J. Cole and 21. Number 4, I got When Sparks Fly by Vince Staples. And number 5, I gotta say, Come My Way by Saba. So that's my rotation.
Wow.
It's quite mid, actually.
Quite mid.
I wouldn't say that.
Thank you. Me and Jalen know good music.
I can't lie. My life. That song is a banger.
My taste is pristine.
Pristine.
Yeah.
Pristine. All right.
Common, Frank Ocean, Don Toliver fan activity.
Yeah, I know. You can't even say anything about me when it comes to my music, Kwengo, because I'll be putting you on.
I'll be putting you on.
Yeah, I'll be putting you on, Kwengo. Like,
Actually, both that don't know ball, I put y'all on, but we are good.
All right. But so that was a weekly rotation. So now what we're gonna do, Temple this week it's been a crazy week.
Off the chart.
Crazy week off the charts. So start off the week we had the water thing. Literally, literally the water thing that was wild. And then now,
I actually felt like Jackson, Mississippi.
You met Flint?
Flint, Michigan.
We met Flint, Michigan.
Jackson.
Oh, Jackson. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that. My bad. My bad. But now we're gonna talk about what happened yesterday. I believe it was 2 days ago. Wingard. 2 days ago. So when the president of the Temple just leaving, he had resigned. I just want to get y'all thoughts on what y'all feel about the situation.
I mean, like, all I know is it was a lot of stuff he had to go through this year. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shootings. There's a lot of the whole thing with like tugs of the strike and then the water thing. I don't know if he was cut for it. I just don't know. I mean,
I don't think it wasn't that he was cut for it. He had a hard job. This the second year coming back from COVID, and then just like the area, a lot of the stuff is like almost out of his control. Like a lot of the stuff he's being blamed for. But like I do understand like how he could have made like a better effort to protect the students. But realistically, I think he shouldn't have had that much pressure on his shoulders. It's like all the problems of the university were just thrown onto this man, and I personally don't agree with it. And also, like as a quote unquote progressive school, I don't know Temple. I don't know. I don't agree with the behavior of the faculty. Like, yeah, I don't necessarily agree with the Tuxer strike either. Honestly.
Controversy.
Cancel him.
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm gonna have to agree with my man Kwengo. It just the job he had was kind of hard, and all the pressure being thrown on him when it's a bunch of people, a bunch of other committees working with him and weren't getting blamed. It's a lot of pressure.
I feel like black men when they get in those kind of positions, they're always like under fire, like way more than anyone else. Like I feel like he got a lot of like flack for stuff that like he's the president.
Other people wouldn't get flack for
that too, and also
we saw. Remember we were walking. We saw the vice president get flagged down. By Tugza. Like he was walking outside his office trying to make it home to his family. Yeah. And they ambushed him. They were talking about they're like seeing chances of like right in front of him. I was like, that's crazy.
Well, I don't know. Like, how do y'all feel about Tugza like in general?
Let me say my thing first. But what I was gonna say is like, I mean, what happened. It's a toss. I don't even know because like it's a toss up. I mean, obviously, you want to look at it from like the school standpoint. You losing your president at the same time. At the same time, it's like the student body they didn't feel like he was doing enough. You get what I'm saying? So like, if the student body don't have confidence in you, and then you still come to work every day, I feel like that defeats the whole purpose of the trust, and it loses the trust and stuff like that. I mean, and then even with the strike and stuff like that too. I mean, not even on that, but just like with Wingard in general, like they were saying, saying that he was doing stuff that he wasn't doing. He had said that he was like nothing crazy, but it was basically it was just like some like stuff that happened like. Apparently he went to Jamaica or some stuff. It's nothing like I don't know, but just like the whole thing with Wingard, man. I was like, it's like his second year, right? It's his second year. Yeah. Second year. I mean, I didn't really see him really do much on campus outside of the whole thing where the welcome week when a dude had people going on stage gritting for the Jack Harlow tickets. Y'all remember that? I mean, I'll see him, but like outside of that, like I didn't like really see anything happen. Him doing anything like to better the school. I mean, stuff still happened. People still got, there's a lot of things that happen on campus outside of that. And I mean, if people don't believe in you that you're able to do the job that you're supposed to do and stuff like that, they don't have faith in you. Then at the end of the day, they're gonna just whether it's warranted or not, they're going to just, at the end of the day, you're not going to have more confidence in you to be able to get the job done. And then what we've seen, not even just with presidents and stuff, but like with, basketball, let's say like taking the sports narrative, right? Like if I'm playing a sport, if I'm starting and I'm a starting point guard on a team that's expected to win now, right? If I'm not doing my job on the team to help the team compete for a championship, they're not going to stick with me for another 5 years and wait for this project to be done. They're going to find somebody else who can do the job and release me. You get what I'm saying?
Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's be real though. Like, even though he's gone, like next year, do you think we'll be the same problems? We still won't be facing the same problems. Like,
Oh no, without a doubt, without a doubt.
Honestly, I think the number one thing against him was the keep us safe to you page. Like, there's nothing wrong with that's a great page, but it's like everything. It seems like every time something happens, it's like Jason Wingard is not doing anything like it. It's like Jason Wingard. Like presidents in general usually get a lot of slack for stuff that they don't control. Like there's so many other factors that go.
And then again, like with the crime part, you gotta forget. Like you can't forget where we are. We're in North Philadelphia. Like it's a lot of stuff he can't control.
Well, not even the governor can control.
Exactly.
So, like, you can't for the president of school.
The Philadelphia police cannot control.
Yeah.
And also, like, here's another thing. Like, as a quote unquote progressive school, like, if he does what they want, like, they're gonna criticize the way he does it. Like,
Right.
let's say he wants to like make Temple like his own area where there's just like away from the North Philly crime. That means he's gonna have to like gentrify more neighborhoods around to like create more of an environment of just like Temple. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? He's basically gonna make campus bigger because it's gonna be safer that way. Like if they own more stuff, so then that means that less people from outside are like coming in,
and more police activity.
And then right there, that's like politically contradicting because like gentrification is like that's not really a progressive idea. So like I don't understand like what measures would they want him to take? Like people, you can't really do much with TUPD. You see that how that one cop who was not even doing anything just tried to stop a dude from carjacking and passed away. So like what are the steps that they think that he should take? It's my question instead of like all the criticism.
There's a lot of stuff happening there too.
Right. All right. So anybody else want to say anything about the situation before we move on? All right. So all right. So next situation. Well, since we were on the subject of Temple, next situation we talking about is Temple basketball. As y'all know, we lost like majority of our team, but on the bright side, we got a new head coach. It's the Penn State head coach. Just want to know like. Oh, it was the assistant. I thought it was the actual like head coach.
He's still pretty good.
All right. It's still.
What did Penn State do?
They were in the tournament.
They were
in the tournament. They got second round of 32. But I just want to know what y'all thoughts on like Temple basketball for next year, the outlook. What y'all think, like just based off of this year? Because I'm gonna go. Can I go first?
Go ahead.
I got a vent, man. I'm not gonna lie. Look, Temple basketball, man, this year, man. When we beat Villanova at the beginning of the season, I was like, all right. I was like, all right, cool. Like, we beat Villanova.
Granted, Villanova's not a head coach, okay?
Yeah. They didn't have Jay Wright, obviously. This is like their new head coach, and they were ranked. So it was good, right? But then they were losing to teams that they shouldn't have lost to, like Wagner. Like, they lost to Wagner. They lost to some other teams. They're getting blown out by Memphis. And then we all remember the Houston game. I mean, they beat Houston, but then when they played us at home, like, that was totally different than how, So, I mean, I don't know, man. Just like, it seemed like there was flashes of us being a tournament team. But there was also like times where I'm like, this team, if we were in the tournament, we wouldn't even make it far. Generally, like if we were going to make the tournament this year, we were literally going to play in the first four. Like we were literally going to be like last ones in. Like literally, like I mean, and even for next year, I mean, with the coach, I mean, you want to be positive about it, but it's kind of like the same thing as football. Like I don't really see us doing anything next year.
Plus, he's a first year coach.
Yeah, it is a first year coach, so
And now we have to recruit like crazy.
We
pick up a lot of good transfer players.
But we don't get any like recruit. Like the thing is, Temple doesn't get any recruits. They don't get any transfer players. I thought that this year was like one of our better chances versus like I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Temple basketball since like the '80s. So like I don't know where Temple's supposed to go from here.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Last March Madness they did make the first four, but they got dropped. But I mean, that was their closest chance of making a tournament.
Who they lose to?
I
think it was like North Dakota State or something.
Yeah, I think it was one.
Yeah, I think it was North Dakota. I think it was North Dakota State, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I mean, Temple. The thing about it that's always so interesting, man, is that I saw this with Virginia. So Virginia, when we got rid of our old head coach and got Tony Bennett like 12 years ago, as a Virginia fan, I got to shout out Tony Bennett. Why are you laughing, bro? Why are you laughing, bro? Bro, don't bring up Furman, bro. Don't bring up Furman, bro.
What happened in the tournament?
Oh, gosh, bro. All right, bro.
What happened when y'all played UBC too?
Right. All right. What happened to you afterwards, though? All right, national title. All right.
Probably won't see that in another 30 years.
Kwengo, you don't even have a sports team. All right, so back to what I was saying. So like when Virginia got Tony Bennett, we had like 4 or 5 years of like us trying to rebuild and get people in the transfer, and then we had like talent that we had to like grow throughout the program and stuff to get us to being a perennial, college basketball team. With Temple, I feel like what's going to have to happen is sad but true. They're going to have to go through a lot of losing seasons to really really get that culture solidified, and then start winning after they do that.
I think college basketball, like even more than the NBA, is more. There's a bigger emphasis. Like all the winning teams have great head coaches.
Right.
All of them.
Right.
So I mean, like I think it starts there. Like if you don't have a great head coach, you have a bad head coach. Like college basketball, I don't think the kids are developed enough to go out there and just like make their own decisions. Say we're gonna run this. We're gonna have you come off this screen.
Right.
And realistically,
they don't really know that.
You'll get way better recruits with a good
head
coach, because that's really who does the recruiting. Like if they like the coach, they're gonna go there because they feel like they can play.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, we gotta get a who's the new coach?
I don't remember his name, but he's the Penn State.
Penn State assistant
coach. I just saw it. I was going to see if I can find it.
I mean, I think college basketball, there's a lot more X's and O's. Because you have players like in college basketball who can't transfer over to like the NBA, like Drew Timme, Oscar Tshiebwe.
You don't believe that Drew Timme going to transfer over to the NBA?
Bro, isn't he 6'9"?
His name is Adam Fisher.
Yeah, Adam Fisher. You don't think Drew Timme's gonna?
Bro, 6'9". We 6'9", right?
Mm-hmm.
6'9" power forward with no outside game, and does 10 spin moves a game, bro.
And will be 23 coming into the draft.
Yeah, but I was like, why would I pick I would much rather pick up Oscar Tshiebwe, who's at least gonna give me some resemblance of like Isaiah Stewart, maybe. buddy, I was double just like for the past. He was an Naismith player last year, wasn't he?
Right.
So I mean, like, I'd much rather have him, and even I don't know if I would draft Oscar Tshiebwe, but
would you draft Edie?
Is that Edie? Probably.
I feel like Edie's gonna be more of like a Walker Kessler type player than when he gets to the league.
Oh no, Walker Kessler was far nominally better than this.
At Auburn was
nominally.
Yeah, he was the best shot blocker
in college basketball.
He good shot blocker too. Am I not wrong?
Yeah, but he's not the best. I mean, like
in the college right now, is he not the best?
I feel like Edie's size is gonna mess him up. He's gonna be another taco for.
I mean, yeah, he can't move, bro. He can't move.
They literally gonna have a game plan to stop Edie, bro. It's literally gonna be.
Let's bring it back to Temple.
Stop Edie.
I want to say that the starting 5 that we did lose, half of them were like 20 something, and see in there, they were old.
There was a reclass.
They were old. They
were
old.
Our best player though, like Khalid Battle left too. Like
I thought David Dunn was.
Well, he was a senior. Dunn was a senior. Battle was like a junior, I believe. So I believe he had one more year. And then we lost Jordan.
He was a
Temple. He was a Temple.
He was a 24.
But Jordan, the Jordan dude, he committed to Memphis today.
Mm.
He's the tall power forward.
The light skinned one?
Yeah, light skinned dude. Yeah, he committed.
But he wasn't really that good. We talking about number 11, right?
Yeah, number 11.
Yeah, he wasn't really that good either. I remember him getting booed a lot during the game.
I remember him getting booed during the Houston game. That was actually wild.
And so Memphis wanted what to do with him?
I don't know. Penny gonna make him to a star. Watch him end up coming back to Temple next year and dropping 30.
I mean, bro, I'm so serious, bro. Not thinking about it. You remember that Memphis team from 2 years ago?
With James Wiseman?
They had James Wiseman. They had Boogie Ellis. They had Lester, wasn't it Queenis?
Yeah, Quinones.
And Earl Timberlake. That starting 5 was like that. I swear, that starting 5 is basically at Bryant right now, but like
James Wiseman.
That starting 5 was elite.
But
why? First off, why did Earl Timberlake go to Bryant? Why?
I mean,
4-star from Memphis to Bryant.
I guess he wanted a bigger role.
I mean, a lot of people have been leaving Memphis, though. A lot of people have been leaving Memphis.
Bro, but he's
wasn't
with like
Amani Bates was there.
Yeah, Amani Bates.
You know who he plays with?
Amani Bates was at Memphis.
I'm trying to think.
Isn't Mikey Williams going to Memphis too?
Yeah.
Mikey Williams is going to. Yeah, he is.
Sharif.
No,
Cool.
it was Sharif. He was with Shane's.
No, it's definitely Sharif. But he used to play at O'Connell in the DMV. He's really nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Sharif.
I think he won 6 man of the year. For what division is Bryant in?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I know once
man.
he's man of the year, he's nice.
But speaking of college basketball, man, it's a huge weekend for boys, for the men's and women's. Final four is this weekend. We got the men's Final Four. And help me out with the Final Four teams because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot. UConn, Miami,
And then
Florida Atlantic, and
Houston, right?
No, Houston didn't make it.
You got dropped like the second round, right? Third.
I'm not sure.
Let me see.
Why did I think they played Houston? Oh, they played in Houston this weekend, right?
Yeah.
They played women.
Who is the last Final Four team?
It's San Diego State.
Oh.
So San Diego State,
Aztecs.
FAU, Miami, and UConn.
Who y'all got? Who you got?
Listen.
All right, go ahead. Who I got winning? Bro, who I got winning, bro? I'm not gonna lie. As I want to go. You know what? I'm gonna say it. It's gonna be a hot take. I got Florida Atlantic winning the Final Four.
What?
I got Florida Atlantic
winning the chip.
I got Florida Atlantic winning the national championship, bro.
That's the first 19. That's gonna be first 19 in college history.
Yes.
It hasn't been a fifth seed either.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been, but it's been like 6, 7.
You know who I have?
Who?
You Miami.
Got Miami.
Gotta rock with them. Gotta rock with them. They
Don't
got
high
like
five me,
three
bro.
or 4 DMV recruits. You know what I'm saying? Gotta rock with them. You Miami. They got that one kid from St. John's. I know they got Favorite Air. And then they got another
plays on
You Miami. And he probably doesn't
He's
start.
definitely not starting.
Yeah. But he probably gets some minutes. He's 7 feet.
Who you got?
UConn, bro.
UConn.
Dan Hurley is the best coach in the tournament right now.
He's not better than Larinaga, bro.
Yeah, there are only 14.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about in terms of the tournament, bro. I'm talking in terms of the tournament. Him and the Kansas. I forgot the Kansas State coach.
Jerome Tang.
Yeah, Jerome Tarrant. Like him and Jerome Tarrant, I think had the best. One of the best coaches here. I mean, like, I was watching a video on it recently too. How UConn gets open and they do a whole bunch of off-ball action screens for Jordan Hopkins. They do a whole bunch of off-ball screens with him, and they also do a lot of cutting to the basket through those screens. I mean, like, this one X's and O's standpoint. Like, I think he draws up the best plays and he has the best players in rotation at the moment. And not only speak of that, they blew out every team they played in the tournament. Blew out. So like,
they did. That is true. That Gonzaga game was actually. I did not expect that Gonzaga.
And the Arkansas game too.
Yeah, the Arkansas.
So
game
like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
You're right. Jalen, who you got winning the title?
The U.
Got Miami.
Big U.
Why you got Miami winning, Jalen?
I'm a fortune teller. Miami's winning.
Terrible.
So you put money on that?
No.
We have the same bet, so
We do have the same bet.
But then we talked about the men's Final Four.
let's talk about the women's.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's Final Four.
I'm not gonna lie. The women's Final Four, we got
Spectacular.
We got South Carolina, Iowa, Virginia Tech, and LSU. But we get to see an LSU versus South Carolina, like that's gonna be an interesting game to see. Like,
Let's backtrack. I think Iowa gives South Carolina their first loss of the year.
Yes, bro.
I think Iowa gives South Carolina.
I haven't watched a lick. I'm not gonna be honest. I have not watched a lick of women's college basketball. But when I saw Caitlin Clark pull from the parking lot at least 4 different times
in one game,
like I was sold.
I was sharp to Caitlin Clark last year. I ain't gonna lie.
I was snoozing, bro.
Let's talk about Angel Reese.
Mm.
Let's talk about Angel Reese.
Right.
you said it like 3 times.
Let's talk about Angel Reese.
I feel like it's either gonna come.
Nah, she's actually nice. Like actually, genuinely, she's actually very nice.
I feel like LSU. I want to see an LSU South Carolina championship game.
I want to see LSU Iowa.
LSU Iowa.
I can see that.
LSU Iowa would be tough. The South Carolina Iowa game is gonna be game of the year for sure. Caitlin Clark gonna go off for 40. I still think South Carolina gonna beat them by like 20 though.
20 is crazy.
Yeah,
Not 20.
Let's back.
All right, 15.
I don't think Iowa has lost by more than like 6.
Not gonna lie, I'm with you. I actually do have.
LSU South Carolina.
I think South Carolina's gonna win. As much as I want Iowa to win, I think South Carolina.
Let's backtrack. We instantly progressing at LSU. That Virginia Tech team is really nice.
Virginia Tech team is.
I don't know her. I don't remember her name, but number 22.
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech.
Don't matter. They got Angel Reese.
Let's stop talking.
Injury.
22 on Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech
for her
is-
entire college basketball career has been shooting 90% from three.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
90%
From three, yes.
90.
90.
For her full wow.
About college basketball.
Wow. Has she taken 10 shots?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She must have taken
She's definitely taking more. She's definitely taking more.
What is it?
Oh, Georgia Amore. Yeah, that's her name, Georgia Amore, number
Yeah.
22.
She shooting what?
90% in her entire college basketball career from three.
How many she taking?
We can check. Let's check.
Yeah, we do need to check.
Let's
That's
definitely
insane.
You tell me that. Even 90% out of 10 shots is crazy, but
90, bro. 90. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check right now.
they said they had a players poll. They said she's one of the most underrated players in college basketball.
Most definitely.
She's tough. Georgia Amore is tough.
wait, 90% from
Yes, bro. I watched the tournament game.
where?
She goes to Virginia Tech. I watched the tournament game, ACC tournament game. There was like 3 possessions where they did like a pin down and they got her free in the corner. They did the same play over and over again. Third time they did it, they adjusted to it. She did a pump fake, went to the top of the key.
And Georgia Moore's not number
Swear
22.
she's number 5. She's number 5.
I'm talking about number 20. I only found number 22.
But like she went to the top of the key and just pulled in. Bro, she was not missing, bro.
Georgia Moore is great as well. Give me 1 sec. Let me find this girl name.
But it should be interesting though. Like it definitely should be interesting to see for the Final Four. Jalen, you still looking up?
Check, bro. They got like 4 or 5 big DMV dudes.
Who?
Miami.
Miami?
Yeah. They got Christian Watson and who? I think the only 2 people I've ever seen in real life were Christian Watson and favorite here.
Her name is Kayla King. Let me
Kayla King?
Yeah, I'm rocking with the home team, man.
LSU?
Nah, I was just talking about you, Miami.
I
They got a lot of
mean,
DB players.
Bro, when we saw Favor though, like let's be honest. I mean, I don't think he's gonna get no playing time, but like when we saw him, bro, when we played him, bro, he wasn't nothing. Like,
Yes, he was.
no, he was not, bro.
For
In the WCAC?
for 4 straight
Bro,
years.
we played against him.
For 4
No.
straight years, PBI was like one of the most dominant teams
Was.
in
Isn't
all
that
of
like Paul
America.
V?
Like
Paul
actually
V?
all of America. They beat Sierra Canyon several times. They beat them in Hawaii.
Yeah.
They beat them at DeMatha. And we watched Favor drop 32 and 12 on them almost every single time he saw
Well, they didn't
PBI.
have a single big man to literally this, like literally.
He dropped 32 on him too.
Yeah, but he was. I'm not gonna say he's a bum.
And then not only that, he actually single-handedly like raised McNamara's
Most
basketball
definitely.
reputation.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Single-handedly.
We were nothing 2 years ago.
Yeah, McNamara actually was in like the bottom like 6. Like they've always consistently been like in the bottom like 6 or 7. O'Connell has like more of a better history.
No.
Yes,
O'Connell was third after what's the name left. I was there.
Even when I was in middle school, I know several players who were nice for O'Connell. O'Connell has a much better reputation than McNamara. Previously to recent times.
Does anybody want to add anything else to the Final Four discussion? Or
What do y'all think about Marquise Noel declaring for the draft? Like, what do y'all think about that?
I mean, he was a senior. I mean, like it was like.
Yeah.
But do y'all think he's getting drafted though? Because Jay said he might go late second, but I don't think he's
definitely
getting drafted.
second.
Noel's definitely going to get drafted. His stock after the tournament is going
After
to
the
go
tournament,
up.
actually
Like he literally
Through the roof?
The
He's
ones
5'8". What
doesn't
roof
matter.
is there?
Yeah, well,
through the roof.
What roof? He's 5'8".
It doesn't matter.
and I just don't think like when the game's on the line, I'm not gonna say he's a bad player. Like,
The
but
game was on the line.
he
each
just takes
time, and
bad shots.
He makes the bad shot.
No, bro. I don't. Who
We
was I
watched him
watching?
Chuck. We watched him
I was
almost chuck
watching
the
yes,
game away.
when he who did play? When he got the steal.
Michigan State?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, was it?
No,
I think it was about-
Yeah, it was Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan
It was
State.
Michigan State. No joke. 4 shots he shot from the logo. Like 4, he shot 4 in a row from the logo. If they didn't play good defense, they would have lost the game. He shot 4
Well,
from the logo. and
honestly,
missed
you do have to give him
all of
props
them.
though, because like he did clean it up. One of the shots got tipped, and they got ball back, and they scored. And then Michigan got ball, and then he stole the ball.
I mean, like he's a great passer. Like no doubt about it. He's a
Not
great
just
passer.
that, he's a pretty solid defender too.
Yeah, he's pretty
Pretty
solid.
solid.
But what
He's
I'm
more than a great passer. 19 assists. That's more than a great. That's actually phenomenal.
yeah, well, you 5'8", you gotta be good at something.
Not just that,
Yeah.
20 points
But-
and 19 assists.
Bro,
to
but
go
from
with
shooting
it.
it
20
from the
20 and
logo,
He was
bro,
putting up
shot from
20
the
and 10 for every game.
20 and
Every game
19,
that much,
bro.
Bro,
20
And
and
did he have
19.
5 steals too?
Yes. Yeah, 2019 and 5 steals.
When you're that low to like no offense, but when you're lower to the ground, like It's a lot easier for steals.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
That's
When you're
just not
lower
true.
to the ground, yes, bro. Because the
That's
ball
just not
has to come down, bro.
That's not the point, though.
Yeah, it is. That's how basketball works. The ball has to come down. So when the ball has to come down, you can react a lot quicker.
The steals
That's
leader
why you have
would
all
always
those-
be like someone who's 6'3". Then
No, wait, that's the steal.
they just
I
have
mean, you
some.
have to have good instincts. Like Marcus Smart is what 6 what
He's
2
like-
6'3".
I think 6'4".
He's actually 6'4". He's way taller. Some of the people that are listed at 6'3", I mean, he's definitely taller than Steph. Like Fred VanVleet, I just don't
Fred
believe
VanVleet.
he's 5'11". 5'10" probably with no shoes, honestly.
Okay,
A lot of
these.
these-
How many, bro?
Huh?
He averages how many steals, bro?
Who?
It's like it has like everything to do with like.
Ant is the steals leader, and he's 6'6". It's actually better when you're in the middle, like you're 6'5", 6'6".
Well, because he also has like outrageously long arms. I'm talking like passing lane steals is way better to be taller, like, duh. But like I'm talking about when you're on the ball defender.
I don't know. I think it's just a knack. It's just instincts, honestly. To be honest, I think it's just his instinct.
But
His
like
instincts.
you're not like you have like it's just a physics thing. Like when you're smaller,
Regardless, Marquise Noel is getting drafted late.
no.
I don't know. I
No.
can't see it. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
I can
Like,
see
he's
the
very bad
player.
decision making.
I can see the player, but I don't think that. All right, who's really gonna?
Yeah, so like I also believe he's gonna get drafted too. But as we we talk more about the drafting and everything like that, we're gonna transition to NBA since we talk. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we back. We here. Now we're gonna talk about we talked about college basketball, we talked about the Final Four, talked about the state of the Temple basketball team. Now we're gonna talk about the NBA. Going to talk about playoffs, talk about MVP race, anything else in between that y'all want to talk about. So I'm gonna leave the floor to y'all.
The
So-
National Basketball Association.
Let's talk about the MVP
Let's
race
talk
first.
about it.
Let's talk about the MVP race first.
All right, I already said who I got for MVP. Joel the Process.
Oh wow!
Joel-
Surprise!
Joel the Process Embiid. They released like a little thing that shows like the votes today. Yeah,
He won
and
by 2,
Embiid was up by 2. Embiid was up by 2 points. By 2 points.
Even though you ducked Jokic,
He didn't duck Jokic. And that's the thing too. I don't understand. People be saying that he ducked Jokic. You realize the last time Embiid and Jokic played, Embiid had 47 and like 18 on him. Jokic only had like 24.
Yeah.
Embiid had 47 on him. Like that's not ducking.
And one.
Huh? Yeah, and they won the game. It's not ducking if they playing in Denver, man. Like he was hurt.
It's sad to say this. Advanced stats somehow favor this man Jokic somehow, but realistically, practically, Embiid is a much better basketball player. I have to admit it.
Thank you.
Here's what I'm gonna say: Jokic is definitely should be MVP without a shadow of a doubt. He's the best offensive player.
He can't be.
What?
All around offensive player.
Game on.
All around offensive player in the NFL.
Listen, you have to understand.
All around and
Game of the line, Senai. Game of the line. You're telling me that you're giving the ball to Nikola Jokic over giving the ball to Joel Embiid in crunch time?
I want Iguodala. Second, I want Jokic.
No,
Because Jokic is going to make the right decision, bro. When was it? When is the last game? Like, who we see? I forgot who we saw, bro. I don't remember if it was the Celtics game because we're all watching on the lounge.
Was it the Celtics Sixers game?
I don't know if it was that game. I don't remember what game it was. But all I know is Embiid catch the ball, shoots. Catch the ball, shoots. Doesn't matter if he's open, double team.
That was the
triple team.
Celtics game. It was the
That was
Celtics.
it.
Yeah.
Like it was last time. Like he was horrendous. Actually horrendous. Jokic, get the ball. Look, who's cutting? You cut here. He's an all-player coach, bro. He talks. Jokic, like he's the best offensive player in the NBA, bro.
I mean, I get
All around.
All around.
let's be real. Here's what I have to say about this.
But it's probably gonna be Embiid because Jokic already won it twice. That's just how the NBA is.
You guys are missing one
No, bro, no.
primary suspect.
You gonna say
Jay
Giannis?
Butler?
Giannis.
No, bro,
Antetokounmpo.
no.
All right, so, hey, come closer, bro. Explain why you think that Giannis is going to win MVP.
Well, first off, the Bucks are number 1 in the East, are they not?
Yes.
Number 1 in the East. Besides points, Giannis has way better stats than Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
More rebounds.
Giannis already won 2. So if you're making that argument, Giannis going to get his 3rd MVP. Jokic's going to be stuck at 2, but Jokic had a better season than Giannis. Jokic and Giannis both on 1 seeds. So
and
they're
isn't
both-
Jokic,
they're-
don't the Nuggets have the best record in the NBA,
yeah,
bro?
Nuggets got the best record.
So like,
But if you take Jokic off that Nuggets team and you take Embiid off of the Sixers team, where the Sixers and the Nuggets are as far as standings, totally different.
Let's also point out that the West has been injured, has been mangled There's not been quality,
Hold on,
even
hold
though
on.
it's competitive and the games have been close.
Hold up.
The West has lacked quality all season.
Hold up. We just seen a Sixers Nuggets game without Embiid 2 days ago.
The Sixers almost won that game.
That's what I'm trying to say. He's not valuable.
Listen to this.
He's not as valuable to that team.
Yeah,
What?
Pre-2020, when the playoffs would be 1 through 8, no one else qualifies. We would never ever see anything like 5 through 8 for the most part make it to like a Western Conference final.
Right.
But tell me why the bottom 4 teams in the West that are actually going to make the play-in are just as good as any of the other teams at the top in the West. Honestly, I think that Jokic does not deserve MVP.
Jokic not
because no disrespect to the Kings, but the Kings and the Nuggets have been really healthy all season. And a lot of other teams haven't been really healthy. And I think that in the playoffs, you're going to see
I feel like
the Kings and the Nuggets, they're probably going to leave both in the first and second round. That's what I think.
I feel like Jokic's going to be exposed in the playoffs because people going to know how to game
to who?
plan. What do you mean to who?
So who?
You realize that the Lakers end up getting, what seed the Lakers right now? 8th?
They're
You realize that the Lakers see the Nuggets in the first round. You really think that the Nuggets going to take the Lakers in that?
Yes, bro.
No disrespect, but I honestly cannot see how I really don't see. As weird as it is, I really can't see the Lakers losing to the Nuggets in the first round.
Thank you.
I can't
Thank
see
you.
And it's no disrespect to
Thank you.
Jokic, but you have to understand. Like I was listening to Brian Windhorst, and he said the same thing. Like the West has just been injured. The games are competitive because the teams are like they're as good as each other, but they're not. They lack quality. Like they
Right.
don't have healthy
Let's
players.
stop. You saying the West has been injured the entire season. What makes them not get injured in the playoffs?
Huh?
You're saying the West has been injured all season, correct?
Yeah.
What makes them not get injured in the playoffs? They could be injured in the
All
playoffs
of the
as well.
players are coming back now. Kevin Durant came back.
Yes,
Steph is back.
Mhm.
The Warriors are literally almost the same team from last year without Andrew Wiggins. They got Gary Payton back. Gary Payton Jr. back. Just so they can do what they did last year. The Lakers have LeBron back. Every team is just getting back for the most part. And honestly, the Mavericks,
Paul George is going to come back too.
Paul George is coming back. And the Clippers are in a good position because this
The
man,
Clippers
Russ
are like 4th right now. They're like 5th right now.
Yeah.
Russ actually was Showtime last night. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. I'm happy for Russ.
That's
that
big
game.
Russ right there.
But,
36 and 11.
Nah, but for real though. But then when you look at the Eastern Conference too, though, I feel like people are saying they're definitely saying Boston and Milwaukee, but most definitely, I feel like I'm not gonna lie. I feel like when it comes to playoffs, I don't think Celtics gonna be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't
either.
I don't believe Boston's gonna make it. I feel like Milwaukee's gonna be there, not Boston.
Who do you think Milwaukee gonna play though?
Definitely either Philly or some wild card team. Like I would not be,
Like-
like no, like the Cavs. I would not be.
Oh yeah.
Cavs.
Listen,
Yeah,
I would not be
I forgot
surprised
that.
if the
I forgot
Cavs make the
I
conference
can see
finals.
the Cavs.
I would not be
I can
surprised.
honestly no race, no bias. The Heat.
Oh,
Make
my
it a Heat.
gosh,
Bro,
let it
come
rest.
on,
Let
bro.
it rest, bro.
What?
Y'all not-
On who Jay Butler isn't Kobe Bryant in the playoffs?
Bro, what?
What? On who's not Kobe Bryant in the playoffs?
Denard. Jimmy Butler is a different dog. In the
I know this.
No,
I know this.
Is he not Kobe Bryant in the playoffs?
You have lived through this.
Yes, bro. Come on.
Oh my God.
Wait, twice.
Oh,
Twice.
wait. We're missing one team though. Let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks.
No.
Who wants to see them in 7 games?
Few
Talk
teams-
about on a night to night. Talk
Gladly.
about on a on a night to night basis. You have to understand on a night to
Wait,
night.
let's stop. Hold up. Let's stop. What is the seed of the Hawks right now?
They're
Hawks are like
what are they? The 8th seed in
They're
the East.
most definitely 10th.
They're 10th in the, no, they're not.
They're like 500. They're literally
They're not
either.
10th,
I think they are 500.
They either are like
The Bulls are the last team in the East. I
Bulls are
guarantee
the
you.
last team in
I thought it was the
East.
Wizards.
No, the Wizards
are
got
not in the
They're
play-in
like-
as we speak.
They're like 3 games back. We're not making the playoffs.
No, but let me tell you what people are missing about the Hawks. You're missing the fact that Trae Young, number one,
yes.
what Trae Young does in the playoffs.
The Hawks are 8th. The Heat are 7th. So that means no. Okay, so the Hawks will play. I'm trying to figure out the play-in.
Yeah, we're gonna play the Celtics.
That's assuming if y'all stay where y'all at right
In
now.
the play-in, because you're in the play-in right
Y'all
now.
in the play-in right now.
But a game I really want to see would
Who's
be
gonna lose to?
I want to see the
The
Knicks.
Bulls?
Knicks and Knicks are 4th right now, right?
Fifth.
5th right now. Knicks Cavs first round's gonna be
The
good.
Nets are 6, bro.
Or Knicks. Let me see.
Oh, is Zion coming back this season?
Yeah, Knicks Cavs first round would be amazing. No matter. I think the Pelicans are eliminated from playoffs.
Nope,
Knicks,
they're
Cavs.
in the play-in.
Still?
Knicks
well,
Cavs.
I just want to say this: the East is going to be limited to the top 4 teams. That is
You wouldn't put the Knicks in that category
I
either?
would not put the Knicks in that category.
Knicks could get
So what
hot.
are these top 4 teams?
First of all, Julius Randle just got injured
For 2 weeks.
for 2 weeks.
Not bad.
The top 4 teams in the East right now are the Milwaukee Bucks, Boston Celtics, the 76ers, and the Cavs. Those are the only contention teams.
Let's be realistic. Tell me, roster spot for roster spot, the Hawks cannot beat any of those teams.
Bro, what?
I'm so serious. I'm so serious.
No.
In a 7-game series.
In a 7-game series,
the Hawks this year they've had a lot of problems, and I think the biggest one is coaching. First off, I just want to say Onyeka Okongwu, whoever's coaching, should have known that Onyeka Okongwu should have been playing big minutes since the beginning of the season. Because Clint Capella went down early, he wasn't even playing early, and this man Onyeka Okongwu still was getting no minutes.
No,
And
Honestly, he was starting.
No, Onyeka Okongwu never started.
He did.
He has never started.
When Clint went down, he was starting.
He was not. It
He
was
was.
John Collins. I can tell you the
With-
exact roster.
with Onyeka.
I can tell you the exact roster. It was Trey. It was DeJounte. It was DeAndre Hunter. It was
DeAndre Hunter
Collins.
was injured for a while too.
And then I think
And the
AJ Griffin started too. AJ Griffin started.
Yeah, for DeAndre Hunter, and that was when it was Trae Young. It was
Honestly, I don't
DeJounte.
remember
It was
ever
DeJounte
seeing-
Murray. Then it was AJ Griffin. It was John Collins and Onyeka Okongwu.
I definitely
Pretty
started.
sure.
I know Onyeka started because I was betting on him. I was betting on him.
I was betting on Onyeka too. He never started.
He definitely did start. He definitely.
I was betting on sports.
I feel like in the 7-game series, if it's in the conference finals, the Sixers find a way to play Milwaukee. I'm not being biased, but I feel like the Sixers could win that series.
Listen, bro. Like, in all honesty, bro.
Regardless of what happens,
Listen, bro. Y'all can make it to the Eastern Conference. Y'all can make it past the first round. Y'all can make it to the finals. I know one damn thing.
Embiid's leaving.
Philly will never win a championship until the city burns. Never. Never, bro. After this year, I'm convinced.
Hey, Kwengo, Onyeka started 17 games this season.
All I'm saying is, if the Sixers have another second-round blunder in the playoffs, Embiid's out of there.
Listen, bro. I don't wanna
Embiid's
be
gone. Harden's gone. It's either going to be Maxey, PJ Tucker, and DeAnthony Melton next year to start.
Because the 76ers are winning now.
They have to. They need to win.
Bro, trust the process since 2017, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, this, like, bro. It's just outrageous the fact that Philly has actually gone in two different sports. No, sorry, three.
Actually, 4. MLS 2.
MLS
It
2.
was MLS. It was MLS.
MLS,
MLB,
MLB,
possibly
NFL,
NFL.
and NBA, possibly.
Well, I'm talking about the 3 that they left.
Okay, yeah.
3 major sports. They made it to the finals and lost. In three major sports in a row. What is wrong? Like, it's at this point, bro, if the 76ers make it, bro, I don't know what else to say, but besides good luck, bro. Just good luck.
Okay. So in the Eastern Conference, we narrowed it down to the top 14. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't
West-
narrowed down to.
Wait, who we narrowed down to? Celtics?
The
To
Bucks.
go to the finals.
Yes, contenders.
Okay.
The Bucks,
The Bucks,
the Celtics,
Celtics,
the Sixers, and the Cavs.
Heat.
No, the Cavs.
He said the
Yeah,
Heat.
yeah. The
Stop.
Heat beating the Cavs.
So why do we forget about what the Hawks did to the Sixers? Would they actually
good-
marginally worse
Listen.
Hawks team?
Listen.
I'm just confused. Why do we forget about what they did with a marginally worse Hawks team?
Listen, we know good and well that if Ben Simmons didn't have that, blunder in that fourth quarter, and we would have won that game that we blew that 20-point lead, we would have won to the finals.
So
we would have won the title that year.
So
We would've-
basically, if you did
Hold
everything
on,
perfect,
hold
you would have won.
You're telling me that the year that we were the 1 seed in the playoffs, you telling me that
Went up
And
wide open.
listen, that year
Against, who was it, Trae Young?
that year that they had Phoenix in the finals,
and then got
you telling me
rectified.
that year that Phoenix was in the finals, that we wouldn't have beaten Phoenix in the NBA finals? We would have.
Would you have beaten the Bucks? No, you wouldn't have beaten the Bucks, and I can guarantee you wouldn't have.
That Bucks team was something else. Chris Middleton, fully
Chris
healthy.
Middleton? Do you
Fully healthy.
You would have went to the finals that year.
I don't see
before the season where Giannis went out against the Heat and Chris Middleton was dropping 40 is when I saw the light. And when that man came next year in 2021 and Giannis went down again and him and Drew they closed that series in 6 against the Hawks. I was like, I knew he was him. Honestly, there was just no way you were beating that
But
Bucks.
look, we've been talking about the East. We've been talking about
Yeah,
the
let's
East.
talk the West.
Let's talk the West Coast.
Because the West is going to be interesting. I feel like
I can see.
Wait, are you talking about awards?
no, we're talking about the West.
Just playoffs. But I can see the Warriors going back to the finals.
I can. I
That
can
is not
too.
a
No
crazy.
Andrew Wiggins, you're crazy.
I can too.
If he comes back
If
in
he
the
comes-
playoffs,
if he comes back in
he's
playoffs-
he's dropping 40 games.
What seed are the Warriors right now? What seed are the Warriors right now?
They are like 7.
They're 7th. So if they get to the 6th and they have to play the Kings first round and Wiggins comes back,
They are 6th.
if they're 6th and they have
They're
to play the
6th.
Kings first round, the Warriors are beating the Kings in 5.
Look,
With Wiggins? Or
if
without?
Andrew
With
Wiggins
Wiggins.
comes back,
If
I promise
Wiggins
he's
comes-
dropping
Well, if
30
Wiggins
games.
go back, he's dropping a million, bro.
He's
Like,
dropping 30 games.
First off,
We have to
I
respect
feel
this.
so
If he
bad. I
comes
feel so
back,
bad for Andrew Wiggins, bro. Like, man.
if he comes
Andrew's
back,
gonna shed a tear.
first of all, he gets props for coming back.
Yeah.
But if he comes back, he's dropping 30 a game. 30. He's dropping 30 and 10 a game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The Grizzlies, I don't see them making it to the finals, man. I
agree
don't.
with that.
Yeah.
I don't see them
That's
making.
the finals.
I don't see Grizzlies making it to the finals. I see them making as far as either their ceiling is the conference finals, their floor is second round. I feel like they're going to get past the first round. Well, actually,
Depends on who they
depends on who they play. Because if they play LA first round, honestly, that's going to be a series on its own.
That's gonna be a good series.
That's going to be a good series. But I feel like
which Clippers or Lakers?
Lakers. If they play Lakers first round, I feel like the Lakers could.
I don't know. All I know is if the
D-Boy?
Lakers somehow make it into the play, like if they win their playing games, I don't know who's going to see them in the first round, but I wouldn't want to be that team. I just don't think they're going to lose in the first round.
I think the Grizzlies are just another regular season team. Like with that what team was that? It was just regular season.
The Pelicans were
The Utah Jazz were like
and the Pelicans too. The Pelicans are literally a 1 seed
Utah
like
Jazz.
in December. They were a 1 seed in December.
lost
Utah,
But
Zion.
that's Zion. That's because Zion. And
yes, bro. And then Trailblazers were up there
and they
too.
lost
Or last year, the first 30 games of the Wizard season.
I told you. It's because the West has been in.
actually like second in these. Like second in these. So much hype. Look, I'm not gonna lie. Look. Montrezl Harrell was in the MVP race for the first two weeks of the season, bro.
I remember that too, bro.
MVP race for the first 2 weeks of the season.
I had Dinwiddie and everything too. Man, that was a time, bro. That was
Sixers
funny.
went and got him.
Sixers didn't get Dinwiddie.
Montrezl.
But yeah. But who else y'all have in the West being contenders? Because all I heard so far was the Warriors.
Nuggets. Oh, this was.
Yeah, the Nuggets are definitely the Nuggets for the past playoff series that they got to. They've been losing off of like dumb stuff.
No, I mean except for 2020. 2020 they made it to the conference finals, and it was Bron. Bron was going up for his legacy at that point. So I mean they weren't going to stop Bron. 2021 they lost to who they lose to in 2021? The Suns, right? They lost to the Suns in 2021. Last year they lost to they lost to Golden State. They lost to Golden State. I believe they lost to him first round. I think they lost to him. They lost to him first round. They did.
Was it first round or was it second round?
It was second round.
It was second round.
It was second round.
I remember watching that at my job.
We said being contenders, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nuggets, Phoenix.
I don't see
Yes.
Phoenix. I don't see Phoenix being a contender.
I definitely see Phoenix as a contender.
With KD?
What?
If KD's
With
healthy,
KD? Bro.
KD played yesterday. What did she like?
that was
3
his
for
first.
20?
That was his first
KD?
game back.
What
That
did
was
she shoot 3 for 20?
KD?
Yes.
Bro, but KD isn't even on the team to score, bro.
He don't need to. He just
He's
makes.
literally on that team for Devin Booker to score.
He's literally making
He's
the
on
job.
the team to get another ring.
No, yeah, that too. But he's.
That too.
But you realize he's making the job easier for CP and CP3.
So, bro, Devin Booker's averaging literally 30 plus.
Let's get to the meat of this. Let's be real.
Not getting the meat and potatoes. Talk to him.
Bro,
man.
the Sixers have no. I mean, the Suns have no bench. Are y'all
Zero.
crazy?
The Suns have
None.
0
They have no bench, no defense. Those are two of the most important things.
Stop.
They got Cameron Payne.
Cameron Payne is a carbon copy of CP3 at his current age right now. Is he not? Carbon copy.
Is CP3 not a top 10 point guard right
No.
What?
Top 10 point guard
Right now?
Right? Top 10. Chris Paul's not top 10 in the league right now.
No.
Name me 10 guards better than point guards better than Chris Paul.
I have Mike Conley over Chris Paul right now.
now? Wow.
Chris Paul still averages 13 and 9.
All right, so I got Jamal Murray better than Chris Paul.
And
I
probably
got
2
Damian. I
steals.
got Damian Lillard better than Chris Paul. I got Russell Westbrook better than Chris Paul right now.
Bro, that's a hot take.
Whoa.
Westbrook's not better than Chris Paul.
Listen. By better. Here's one thing I'll concede. Westbrook is a much better scorer than Chris Paul.
He is a much better player.
But let's talk about assist percentage. Let's talk about assist to turnover ratio. How
many points is Chris
Let's
Paul?
talk about 3 points.
Let's talk about assist to turnover ratio. Half of Chris Paul's assists are at the free throw line, dumping off to DeAndre Ayton at the
because it's because of how lethal his mid range game is. People know they have to step up in front of Chris Paul.
All right. You're saying it's lethal like it's DeMar DeRozan.
It is lethal. Have you watched Chris? Did you see what Chris Paul did every year in the playoffs?
Yesterday, his mid range game is elite.
He's one of the best mid range players in this generation. Are you crazy?
Of all time.
One of the craziest turnaround jumpers in the mid range. One of the craziest, and he has an insane bag. I don't like the Chris Paul slander, even though he is CP0, and I personally don't like him as a player.
It's not even that.
I don't like him as a player. I don't like the things he does. He has horrible sportsmanship. He's annoying, but you cannot downplay this man's talent and say that Mike Conley is better than Chris Paul. That's how
I'm talking about right now.
It's not even close.
Mike Conley isn't even better than him, like in any category.
Nowhere.
In any category.
I'm talking about right now.
Maybe 3-point percentage.
In any
Mike Conley.
Okay. Look, well, I'll still name you 10-point guys without Mike Conley.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we got Jamal Murray, right? We said that with De'Aaron
That's
Fox.
debatable.
No.
Jamal Murray over
it's
Chris
not.
Paul is not debatable.
No.
Let me explain to you why
Jamal
it's
Murray
debatable.
might actually be Steph Curry's little brother.
Let me explain to you why I say that's
Am
debatable.
I lying, bro? He's like 5 threes a game.
Because while Jamal, he's a good. I don't know personally. Like Chris Paul's skill set is just so invaluable. He actually controls the game, like complete control of the game. You cannot just say
because
that
he's
another
point
player.
guard.
No, it's not about him being a point guard either. It's like he actually can control the pace.
But,
like he can make people slow
like,
down.
It's because of the amount of IQ he has.
And he still does it now. It's
Okay,
not
but
like prime or anything.
and it's
He still
fine.
does it now.
The amount of IQ he has. You know what he's doing on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people are saying like why y'all are saying like he's not good now or he's worse now.
He's not.
In what way has he?
He has regressed.
How?
He's regressed. Like,
never.
In what way?
he's regressed. What you mean? In what way?
His IQ hasn't been diminished. That's
We
always been
never
his
said-
most
We didn't
valuable
say
thing.
IQ. We didn't say
But Chris
IQ.
Paul is
as a player, as an all-around player, you cannot sit up here and tell me that Chris Paul now and Chris Paul back in 2015, 2014 on the Clippers is the same Chris Paul.
He's exactly the same Chris Paul. Let me explain to you why.
He scored
Not even in 2018, 2019.
Let me
That
explain to you
might
why.
have been his best
Thank you.
year, bro.
Well,
On the Rockets? On the
What
Rockets?
was he better? What was he better at?
Everything. Actually, everything.
Explain.
Chris
Just
Paul
say-
was-
no, just say
Chris
everything.
Paul was actually like a much better scorer on the fucking on the Rockets than on the Clippers. Like a much better scorer. That was the best time.
That was never Chris Paul's game. So like that was never like a peak Chris Paul was like an elite scorer. That was never his game. That's true.
Chris Paul has been putting for his first like half of his career. He's been putting up 20 points, like 21.
Even when Chris Paul was on the Thunder,
It was
that
more
was
like
better
18.
than Chris. Even when Chris Paul was on the Thunder,
Let's not forget. Look, at the beginning of Chris Paul and the Thunder, at the beginning of the season, they had a 0.1 percentage of making.
Chris Paul literally carried them to the
0.1
playoffs.
0.1% of making to the playoffs. And that Thunder team with Chris Paul and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Well, let me forget their third best player, Danilo Gallinari, made it to the playoffs.
Hold up. Can I say something? Let's talk about this because I actually brought up this. I actually just pulled up the stats. Let me show you something. Chris Paul has never averaged over 20, only twice in his career, and it was in his first 4 years. 2, scoring has never been his game. The fact that his points have diminished is because he plays on the Suns. He's never played on the offense with Devin Booker. Devin Booker is always going to be the scorer. He has DeAndre Ayton, Devin
played
Booker.
on a team with-
Explain to me why he needs to score.
He played
His
on
game
a
is
team
not
with James
diminished in
Harden.
any
How many
way.
points did he average on
the Rockets?
On the Rockets.
On the Rockets.
He played with James Harden.
He was an all-star.
He averaged 18 and 15 both years on the Rockets, was shooting 41% with 41% efficiency and 46% efficiency, averaging 8 assists. He averages more assists every single year on the Suns.
We're not talking about assists.
We're talking about points.
Bro, I just
You just said he's never played with a scorer. He played with James Harden and averaged what? 5 was how many points? How many
Chris Paul-
18 and 15.
Chris Paul in 2018, 2017, 2018. Let's start there. He averaged on Houston 18 points.
How many assists?
Was that his most of his career?
9, right? Or
Nah, 2015, 2016, he averaged 19.
No, he averaged more. 21. He averaged 21. Keep scrolling.
2021, he averaged 60.
No, keep scrolling down. He's averaged.
Yeah. Back in the 06.
Yeah.
He averaged more. But so I said 20. So Houston, he averaged 18. 2018, 15. 2019, 2020, 17. 2020, 21, 16. 21, 22, 14. This year, he's averaging 13.7 points again.
Like I said, it's been going
He does not need to score. He doesn't need to
We're
score.
not saying that he needs to score, but what I'm saying is that
You're denying the fact he regressed.
yes, you're denying the fact
he has not regressed as a player.
He has.
He is not.
Father Time has caught up to Chris Paul. Just like
Yeah,
Father.
wait, did you not see the game yesterday?
You guys said the same thing about LeBron.
Wait, when Ed was chasing?
Who says that about LeBron?
Beginning of the season, Lakers, man, they're 0-5. Father Time is catching up. Father Time. It's so y'all say about Cristiano Ronaldo, LeBron, and they continue to produce. So what more can you say? What more can you say?
Ronaldo-
Chris Paul,
0-5 though?
Chris Paul and Ronaldo,
Ronaldo,
Chris Paul, LeBron, and you're comparing Chris Paul and LeBron.
I'm just talking about a lot of athletes who are like older and they're still.
But
producing.
LeBron,
People just say Father Time.
LeBron came in before CP though. And
Cristiano Ronaldo has also had a 20-year career as well.
Oh yeah, but
So is Chris Paul. Chris Paul is 36. He's had an 18-year NBA career.
CP3's regressed. Man. He's regressed.
How?
What do you mean how? His play style's regressed. He's not moving like he used to.
Let me explain.
Did you not see the game
Can
today when he
I-
literally tried to go for that literally wide open layup, and he waits for Anthony Edwards to get to him, then tries to do some little floater thing, and literally blown wide open.
Can I explain
If
why I
the
said he
refs,
hasn't regressed?
listen, if the refs didn't call these 4 offensive fouls in a row on Rudy Gobert, they would have won that game.
Can I explain something? First off, basketball, like the evolution of the era of basketball we're in right now, absolutely is requiring less and less, more skill and more fundamentals. So like LeBron, like older players are actually benefit way more by the way the league is playing, even though it's a little bit more faster pace. Like now, like the way you can like garner like points by finessing like the referees and getting free throws. And just like the way you see the way Luka plays, like he doesn't play fast at all. He plays with like at a slower pace, but like he's unstoppable. Those players are even better now. So the fact that Chris Paul is old and he's just not as fast or anything, like you can say physically he's regressed, but his game has not regressed in any way. He's averaging more assists. He led the league in assists last year.
He's averaging less.
He's averaging less points.
And so if your points go down by 2 and your assists go
More
up
like
by 2,
5.
no. He averaged 18 at Houston, and last year he averaged
This year he's averaging 13.
14. He averaged 14, so that's by 4. But his assists went up. Last year he averaged 14.7
Kwengo, assists.
on nearly 50% field goal percentage, and nearly 11 assists a game. That's a better player.
But Kwengo, you gotta admit though, some of the passes though, like Chris Paul and stuff like that, like you could pass to somebody who's wide open. That's an assist. Like-
I'm not even saying that.
And if we're gonna do that, then why are we talking about Chris Paul? Let's talk about Trae Young. Let's talk about Trae Young, who just throws the ball, who gets 7 assists from just lobbing the ball.
Trae Young's now that he's been in the league for 20
He's talking about 2K trauma right there.
No, it's true.
Right
It's true. If you watch him,
out of 100 of Trae Young's assists, 90 of them are off lobs.
that's his favorite thing to do.
That is true.
Tie game 89 with 2 minutes left.
You literally had a game winner one time when he
said the same thing
allowed.
what you said for Chris Paul. How his mid-range game is lethal. Trae Young's floater game is lethal. So
It
it's either
is.
a floater or a lob, and you can never tell what it is.
It is.
They
But
look the
But
exact
here's the
same.
thing, though. Like, I feel like we're taking away from CP3 by saying his game is regressed, and he's playing like everyone else is playing.
I'm just saying his.
And,
scoring
in fact,
was
better than a lot of guards. And I still don't think there are 10 guards better than him.
And
So
since you
go
bring
ahead
that
with your
topic,
list.
since you brought that topic up, let me bring my list out. All right, so
It's blasphemous.
we said Jamal. And we're talking about this season specifically, not all time.
Yeah,
we all know Chris Paul is a great point guard.
Yeah,
all
I know.
time.
I'm not saying.
But we're talking about this season in terms of production and being valuable to the team. So we got Jamal Murray,
Mm-hmm.
John Morant, De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Kings are third.
Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
I give Drew Holiday. Yeah, I
Yes.
definitely give Drew Holiday. Stephen Curry. Why did I name him the GOAT?
You say Dame yet?
Yeah, Dame. How many is that?
6.
Six.
Is SGA count? I don't know.
Yeah,
Shane.
SGA definitely counts.
Whoa.
As a point guard.
Or if you don't say Shane, then you put Giddy then. Giddy's better than Chris Paul this season.
These are
What?
You're talking
I
about
know,
6. You're
bro.
talking about more like 6'6" and
Okay.
6'6"
Okay.
and 6'8" combo guards who are really good at playing the one.
Okay.
That's not fair.
All right,
SGA,
fine.
You have to
I'll
compare.
agree.
Stop.
You can only compare people who are around his height as guards, and
What?
actually play as a pure point guard.
No.
Is SGA
Because
not
in that
primary
case,
ball?
then we should say James Harden.
Is SGA not primary ball handler?
He is primary.
He is, but he's also 6'6".
Is James Harden not primary ball handler?
6'6".
Is Damian Lillard not primary ball handler?
Well, have we ever compared these players? Have we ever compared these players to Steph?
Yes.
James Harden.
We
James
compared
Harden,
these players to Steph.
James Harden
Yes,
is
at the one.
Stop. James Harden is James Harden and SGA are labeled point guard. Labeled point guard.
So Tyrese Halliburton as well.
Yes.
He's labeled. Is he labeled
He's
point
primary.
guard?
You're talking about people who are labeled point guards because they play the one well, but you're not talking about the actual pure point guard.
Primary ball handler is pure point guard.
No, that's not the same thing. If that was the case, then these people would be considered. LeBron is a point guard. Then
No, but
LeBron is the greatest point guard of all time. Then
wait, because that doesn't even make that.
yes, it is because y'all are saying the primary ball handler
because then you're
is
talking
point
about
guard.
so you're a shooting guard, right? You're supposed to be able to score, right? That's the main thing, right? So Michael Jordan's the best scorer of all time, right? So Michael Jordan's the best shooter.
He's not the best scorer of all time.
Who is?
What?
Can I say something? Well,
I didn't even finish my list.
Wait, who's the best scorer of all time?
Who's the best scorer of all time?
All I know is that
Who's the best scorer of all time?
in my opinion, the best scorer of all time, I would say is Kevin Durant.
What?
I would say Kevin Durant is the best scorer of all time, and Jordan every year when he won a scoring title, by far had the most field goal attempts.
Kate.
Look into it. Look into it.
You said Kevin Durant over Jordan as best
Way
scorer?
more efficient scorer.
How many?
He's way more efficient scorer. It's way more effortless.
How many scores does KD have?
2, 3. No, scoring title. I think he got like 2 or 3. Yeah, 2 or 3.
And how many does he have?
6, I think. Or no, it's more. It's like
It's
8,
a
right?
lot more.
It's 8 or 10. It's a lot.
I think it's double digits.
But you have to understand.
Hold on. All right, so we talking about scoring titles and stuff like that. We're gonna continue this discussion after a quick break.
No, but yeah, I personally feel as though Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer in NBA history.
Let's rewind. I didn't finish my list. How many I had? 8, including SGA.
Honestly, your list is unfair to small guards.
Can I get my 10?
But it's not top 10 small
It's
guards.
not a top 10. You said top 10.
But you have to.
You said
I
top
didn't say
10.
at the guard position.
Yes, you did.
I said the
did.
one.
No, that's the
one.
guard position.
No, the guard position. The guards. It's.
I didn't
point
say-
guard. Point guard. The
You
one.
said,
Point guard.
you said name top 10 players.
All the people we named are point guards.
You said top 10
Yes.
players that are better than CP. I can name 10 right now. Let me just name my 10.
Go ahead.
Drew Holiday, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is definitely better than Chris Paul this season.
He is, but
You can't say
De'Aaron, hold on. De'Aaron Fox, Halliburton, Jamal Murray, Dame. That's what, 8, 7?
CJ
8.
McCollum.
Is he a point guard? No.
Yes. Primary ball
McCollum?
handler. Yes. Point
McCollum.
guard. Yes. Label point guard.
I didn't even say Colin Sexton, bro. I'm joking.
Whoa.
I'm joking. Let's see this.
Mike Conley.
Would you say Conley better than
No,
Chris
no,
Paul?
no, no.
Okay, if we're not saying Conley, then put Harden in there.
You're right.
Oh yeah,
All right.
definitely.
That's 10 people better than. That's 10 people better.
Oh wait, no. Take out who we just said
McCollum?
before. Take out McCollum. Put in Luka. What are we?
Oh my God.
Are we
Oh my God.
Are we crazy?
Oh my God.
Are we crazy?
let's be real.
Or
Oh my
no.
God.
Take Luka out. Put Kyrie in.
Take Luka out.
Listen.
Luka
'cause-
out?
No, listen, because
What?
Kyrie gonna be primary ball.
Luka, what?
Luka
No,
definitely.
Luka definitely.
Luka percentage.
You're right.
percentage.
You're right.
So y'all are actually gonna. So
Kwengo, it's
no.
not a small guard. It's
Hey,
point guard.
But you're wrong though.
Wait,
Let me explain how you're
not
wrong.
only that. Okay. You want to do point guard, right? Point guard. Jalen Brunson, Jamal Murray,
All right.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Saying he's a big guard, bro.
No. He actually averaged the most assists in
He's like
the NBA.
6'4".
He averaged the most assists
Tyrese
in the
Halliburton
NBA.
6'4".
He's like 6'4".
I gotta search that up right
It
now.
can't be.
Yeah, he's 6'4",
He is tall. There's no way.
He has
to be
long
6'4".
arms.
He's 6'5", man.
And he has a wide head.
I could be
He's a
wrong,
tall
but
He's
head.
just lanky.
But honestly, if he's 6'4" or under, he's on that list.
So you're
So
talking about-
you want to do 6'4"?
No, but
6'4".
listen to what you guys are saying though. Y'all are talking about primary ball
Halliburton's
handlers.
6'5".
It's not the same thing as point guards. It's just not.
We're talking about point guards.
They are point guards.
So you're
So okay, you give me a list of total point guards in the league since there's only 10 point guards in the league.
exactly. That's the whole point.
You got it.
Because that's the whole point. That's why Chris Paul is so valuable because his style of play has gone out of fashion.
Okay,
And now you get the ball
Trae
to
Young
a 6'6"
Trae Young averaged 10
Hold
assists.
on,
Tyrese Halliburton averaged 10 assists.
okay.
Jokic averaged 10 assists.
Am I wrong or no?
Luka averages 10 assists.
Am I wrong or no? So you so Jokic's a guard then.
I never said that.
No, but he's a primary ball handler.
You
So why
said Chris
throw him
Paul
on the
style.
list?
Chris Paul
Throw
style
him
not
on the
pass
list.
first, right?
Throw him on the list. Chris Paul is pass first.
Exactly.
And then how many
Jokic
people
is
are-
not
how many
pass
people are-
first. Even though
Jokic is not pass first.
Okay, next subject.
No.
Even though Jokic is a good playmaker, you're telling me Jokic is pass first as a center. You can't be pass first as a
You
center.
definitely can.
You definitely
You
can.
definitely can, especially if
Senai
you're
was
fourth in assists.
Senai was just talking about earlier how Jokic literally, you said he was saying that Jokic is not, he's an all-around player. Jokic, when he gets the ball, he's not looking to score 99% of the time. He's looking to pass that rock to set somebody else up to get a shot.
No, but the only thing that puts him in position to do that is his scoring game.
No, he can score because of how well he can pass.
Yes.
Not the other way around.
What?
It's not he can pass because of how if Embiid knew how to actually pass the ball,
If Embiid,
listen,
if Embiid was as effective as a passer as Nikola Jokic was, this whole MVP conversation would be wrapped up.
If that was the case, then all passers will be good scorers.
No.
Yes,
Chris-
y'all are saying that the
Paul
passing game
you
creates
also
your
have to be a
scoring
good
game. No,
scorer.
they come in hand in hand.
No.
You can be have both.
But hey, this how your point get proven about Chris Paul being regrets. Because if that was the case, if Chris Paul, as good as a passer as he is now, he would be doing this much more scoring than he is right
But
now.
that's what he just argued. That's not what I argued.
But you're saying that Chris Paul earlier didn't regress. Chris Paul
Never ever he can score. There's a difference between being able to score,
Let's
but his
not-
playmaking
let's
goal,
rewind.
his playmaking.
Kwengo has claimed that there are only 10 total point guards in the league in the National Basketball Association. Right now.
Yes, there are only 10 true point guards, and you have to understand this is not like a Kwengo take. It's simply true that as players have gotten bigger, now the ball is in the hands of a 6'8" player who can play make. That does not mean you can't compare that dude to Chris Paul. Chris Paul is actually if you think about fundamental point guards.
So you talking about point guard 6'5" and shorter?
No, it's not about that. It's not about the 6'5" and
You are
shorter.
talking about height.
It's not about the
You
6.
are.
Even Ben Simmons is a good example where he's someone who's actually closer to a point guard than a lot of these other dudes.
Then who do we name
Simmons
that
is
he's
6'10".
But it's not about his height. It's about the fact that Ben
So what
Simmons.
about LaMelo? What about LaMelo?
Ben Simmons, his number one attribute is his. Actually, no, never mind. Because I say it's probably his defense right now because he's not.
But Ben Simmons is 6'10".
LaMelo, not even LaMelo. That's not. He's a good playmaker for his
So
height.
you saying LaMelo is not a point guard?
You're talking about where they're. Listen, you're talking about where. You're talking about like when they check in the game, where do they listen as? Like these are point guards. Yes.
So what do you consider as a
But
point?
what
give
I'm
your
saying is
point
that
guard
you can't
definition.
compare these dudes to Chris Paul. You
So
compare dudes like Mike Conley.
Can you give your
who have
definition?
more of a Chris Paul role. It's about the role. It's not about-
What about this? So does Trae Young count?
Trae Young, yes, he's more of a
Hold
comparison.
on, wait.
And,
Trae Young.
and I admit that he's better.
Okay, Trae Young, Tyrese Halliburton.
I don't know how tall he is, but I can admit like
6'5".
he's more of a Chris Paul.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, Darius Garland.
Yes. These
Hold
are
on,
the players you
hold
should
on.
be mentioning.
Shut up. Drew Holiday.
Yes.
Okay. Fred VanVleet.
Yes.
Okay. Damian Lillard.
Yes.
Steph.
But with Dame it's a little bit different. Hold up. Can I explain something?
It just we
There's
can't
nothing
you
you do.
can't find the word
There's nothing
around.
you do.
You can't
There's
find the
nothing
word.
you do.
I've conceded several different players.
Stop.
Oh,
Can you give your true definition of a true point
Like,
guard?
I don't know what it is.
This is first off.
Because you keep saying Chris Paul role. Is Chris Paul the idle point guard? Is Chris Paul the like profound epitome of a point guard?
Yes,
No. No.
he actually is.
It's John Stockton. Let's not go with that.
Like in this generation, he is. But like if like
This
comparing,
generation.
he's top 3 in assists all time.
Chris Paul is number 4, I believe.
He's number 4, but all time he's number 4 in assists at 6 feet. He's not as much as people get listed as 6'3". He's actually like 6. He's more like 5.
Okay,
11,
well,
6
who's
feet.
above him? Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was like 6'7".
What? No.
Jason Kidd was 6'7".
He was 6'4".
He was like 6'4". He was up there, bro. He was up
6'4".
Nah,
He was 6'4".
He's
He was
6'7".
just
That's a
big.
big. That's like
He was
Kawhi
just big.
Leonard. That's like Kawhi Leonard and Russell Westbrook.
He
That's
was
not the
big,
same
bro. He
thing.
was big.
That's not the same thing.
Okay, but here's
Kid is a champion too. Kid is a champion, and he still hasn't had a. Honestly, that's actually arguable who had a better career, Kid or Paul. Chris Paul. Some might say Kid.
Both of them got rings, but who knows?
Chris Paul doesn't. Have
I actually, Jason
Kid has a ring.
Kid has a ring.
My fault. He's 6'4". What? 2? How heavy was he?
2 million, bro. He was big. That's what I said, bro. That's
But,
why he had
but he's a true point guard.
Okay. So what do you say about Damian Lillard? Is he not a true point guard? He plays on a team like without him, I just can't even score over 100.
No. He's a point guard, but like he's not a true point guard, but he's a point guard. Like he's a point guard.
So can you compare him to Chris Paul?
What is a true point guard?
Well,
I haven't got the definition yet.
wait. Can you compare him to Chris Paul?
But what I'm talking about,
Can you compare him to
he
Chris Paul?
can be. But what I'm trying to say is like the transition that's been made since like the Steph Curry's
Hold on, wait, I was at 7, right? I was 7. If you include
And this generation
Dame,
of like
right?
really profound like scoring point guards cannot really be compared to Chris Paul.
So what you're
So
trying to
what
say
is
is
Steph Curry? Because
is Stephen Curry not a 2-point guard?
No, he's not a 2-point guard.
It's
What?
just no work.
There's no
Chris
work.
Paul is not a
It's no-
he's not a true.
All right.
Steph is not a
Unless if you
true.
don't average a million assists, bro, I guess you're not.
No,
Yo.
it's not about the assists. It's
Yo.
about
Then what is it about? Because that's what you're stopping the line at.
so it's about what you come on
Everyone
the
you
floor to
who have
do.
said yes to
It's about what you
has
come on the
averaged
floor
more
to
than like
do.
8 assists.
Listen, it's about what you come on the floor. First off, Stephen Curry is redefined what the point guard position means. Because no other point guard in history ever do you see people creating 3 screens just for this man to come around and shoot a 3. And it's not just one time. It happens like 10 times a night. So when he gets on the floor, it's not because like, Steph, I need you to run the offense and dime everyone. Draymond does that. He comes on the floor because you cannot stop this man from hitting threes. You can't.
Also, the same argument can be made with Damian Lillard.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Chris Paul comes on the floor to actually control the whole complete pace of
Are you
the
talking?
game.
So you're trying to say he's a top 10 pass first player or pass first guard?
I'm saying that
If
I'm
you're
saying
trying
that.
to tell me he's a top 10 pass first guard, not a top 10 point guard. He's a top 10 pass
Okay.
first guard.
No. Because we've been on this topic really a long time, and I'm just gonna make it as simple as possible. This is what I was trying to say from the beginning. I might have worded it wrong, maybe. But what I'm trying to say is that Chris Paul, his position in basketball is invaluable, and he has not regressed. Because his position is invaluable. No one else can do what he does.
Unless Mike Conley can do what he does.
No, he can't.
Yes,
Mike
he
Conley.
can. Yes, he can.
He actually
Yes,
can.
he can. Conley can.
Mike Conley, he'll never even sniff top 20 assists.
Darius Garland actually can.
Yes.
Darius Garland can do what Chris Paul does.
Yes.
That's actually
Tyrese Maxey
valid.
can do
Tyrese Halliburton.
That's valid.
Tyrese Halliburton
Tyrese
does what
Maxey
he
can do
does.
that too.
Those players are valid, and you can't name 10 other players like
Trae
them.
Young.
When I named Tyrese Halliburton, you were like that's what you were saying.
All right, we're
Fred
gonna.
VanVleet.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
But here's the difference though. When Chris Paul controls the way he
Josh
controls the
Giddey.
game,
Josh Giddey.
What
I
I'm
just
hearing
said
is
that
there's a
already.
height limit and there's an assist.
can he?
I don't know.
They have to have a certain amount of assists.
It's
They have
not
to
a-
be under a certain
That's why Chris Paul is top 10 because he put on so many parameters. He has to be top 10, bro.
Well, we're gonna go ahead.
So name me
Hey.
someone else who's like nearly 6 foot on the dot, can average 10 assists efficiently. When Trae Young averages 10 assists, they're all lobs. They're all lobs, and he has like 6 turnovers.
Prime Wall could do that.
VanVleet.
You're talking-
literally
Fred
Fred
VanVleet.
You notice the players that you're talking about are generational. Every player you're talking about is generational.
Fred VanVleet is he not?
John Wall in his prime he had a Hall of Fame career in his prime, and he probably would be in the Hall of Fame if he hadn't got injured with that horrible bathtub injury. That's
You're
not funny.
bypassing.
That's not funny.
VanVleet. What about Fred VanVleet?
That's not Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet, yes, Pops. He's one of the few players that can do it. That's my whole point.
What about Josh Giddey?
Josh Giddey is not the same.
He's too tall.
No, it's not about that. It's not about that.
Okay, what about Jalen Brunson?
It's not about Josh. Can Josh Giddey do that on a high level? Can he do that to beat the Warriors? I haven't seen him do that to beat any high level team.
Well,
He
did
didn't get the stats.
Did the Thunder not destroy the Celtics by 50?
The who?
The Thunder destroyed the Celtics
They
early
beat
in
the
the season
Celtics
by
by
50. By
No,
50
no
points.
disrespect, but the Thunder,
Oh.
it's the outside 3-point shooting game.
Tatum finished
Did
with
you
40.
see them also score like 160 this season as well?
You said what?
The Thunder also they've done that before too. Was that the Sixers who they blew out, or was that the Celtics early?
That was the
That's what I'm
Celtics.
just
This
talking
is the
about.
second time this season though.
They blew up the Celtics by 50.
Wait, so is James Harden not a pass first guard?
Right now he is.
I just don't.
We trying to find the word.
What about Luka? Is Luka pass first?
He's too tall.
This is what I'm trying to say. There are very few players in the league who come into the game
Okay,
to completely control
okay.
the pace of the game without one taking up too much of the ball, two
Point guard taking
getting a lot of
point guard,
turnovers.
The primary ball handler taking up too much of the ball. Like, it's just nothing.
How much do you see Chris Paul? Do you think Chris Paul has a higher usage rate than Devin Booker, even though he averaged 10 assists? Do you think he has a higher usage rate than Devin Booker? How could he?
Because he passes the ball to Devin Booker to score.
But that's not what a usage rate is. That's
why Devin Booker
time
has
possession.
an immaculate usage rate and Chris Paul has all those assists. He passes the ball to Devin Booker.
No, but Devin. Okay, I don't know how to explain.
All
it.
right,
Like,
so we're gonna go ahead.
It's like
And,
talking to a rock.
all right, we're gonna go ahead and go to.
It's like trying to jump outside of a box, bro. You trying to figure out.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and go to final thoughts and everything because it's been a long episode. It's been a long episode. That Chris Paul conversation went on way longer than I thought it was gonna go. But any last words, any final thoughts before y'all leave Senai? We'll go with you and we'll go around the room. Senai, any
What
final,
am I allowed to say
any final thoughts, bro? Like
on the NBA or like?
just anything, man. I'm actually just NBA, bro. Just NBA. I don't know what you about to say.
Just NBA?
Yeah.
I was about to take a turn.
Yeah.
I can't turn Trump. I started to think about Trump.
All right.
Free Big T.
You got it.
And that was Kwengo. Kwengo, you said what?
Free Big T.
All right. Jalen, any final words, bro?
Washington Commanders playoff bound this
All
season.
right, bro. All right.
Okay.
We got it. After Jeff Bezos runs the team, bro.
It's not Jeff Bezos. It's the what?
It's the dude on the Sixers.
This
Magic, right?
It's the Smith Foundation. They have the one of the
It's the dude that
eyes
owns the Sixers.
with Matt, including Magic Johnson. RG3 said he was going to jump into the group.
And what, throw 100,000 from his deal in 2012, bro? What are you saying? what do you mean?
Senai, any last
We're not
words?
talking about the money. We're talking
You throw a
about
couple bands in there.
running the team, running
Do we
the
want?
organization.
Do we want?
Right.
Injury management? What are you saying? What are you talking about?
I feel like he would progress that. team.
Not in that
surgeon?
stadium, bro. Not in that stadium, bro. They need to fix that stadium first.
They need him in the surgery.
Any last words tonight?
Nah, I don't got nothing else, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Beth, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
I had to put that in there. I know you mad at it right now, but I didn't do it. Free me.
All right. Well, then, that'll do it for this episode, man. Thank you for tuning into Young Bulls Podcast. Always, we're gonna be on Spotify. It's always gonna be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, man. Appreciate y'all for joining. Appreciate y'all for being here. Thank y'all to my guests. Thank y'all for being here, taking the time to be here. Y'all didn't have to do this, but y'all chose to. So thank y'all for spending y'all nights doing this, bro. So I really appreciate it. It's always gonna be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So make sure y'all tune into that. Another episode gonna be here next week. Young Bulls Podcast. We out.
It's the Young Bulls.
Young Bulls. Hey,
Yes,
buddy.
sir.